Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, and in between campaigns for the next 2 days, this week we have a melee duel going on, which is a special set of missions where you can unlock extra coins by dealing melee damage in either ranked or casual mode, and each card with the infantry or bulky keyword in your deck will add more to your score. You're going to have to deal quite a bit of damage to unlock all of the coins possible here. So it would be helpful to go with a full keyword deck. And what I have here is Glog the Foul leading a bunch of melee infantry and a couple bulky units also sprinkled in there. Now, if you're going pure melee with Chaos, then Skull Taker is the obvious choice, but I don't think he's actually the best specifically for this mission because the Locus of Decapitation does not actually count as melee damage. So these guys are just pure melee attack. Now, this is not the best build to use with Glog, just to be clear. I think going with more like using ranged units or psychers, even with Glog is better. Just having multiple attack types in there is a better strategy overall. But just for the purposes of this mission, and since my Chaos are still pretty low on the ladder in ranked mode, I think we're okay using this build. So that's what I'm going to do. I already played one match and got 2,125 points in a single match, so not a bad start. Let's go ahead and deploy once again and see how this works out. Of course, when it comes to melee, there are a number of choices. I think maybe Space Marines using Logan could work. I'm not sure if the extra cleave damage from Logan's special rule actually counts as melee damage for the purposes of this mission. Canoness Viridian is also a nice choice. I don't think that Eldari actually have many infantry, so I don't know if they would work out very well. We're up against a melee deck, though, with the Avatar of Cain leading these guys, and I think maybe these guys are actually infantry, so yeah, this is another option. It looks like someone has built a deck specifically for this melee campaign. They have the initiative, so they'll be taking the first turn here, just throwing down some of these guys. Let's go with Lucius the Eternal over here. Obsidious Malix with the Furious Charge. The Furious Charge damage also does count. And I believe any excess damage that spills over, or rather, if you destroy a low health enemy with a very high melee attack, I believe the excess damage from that counts towards the mission reward. Now, you know what? The Avatar might actually be a really good one to use if you can go with the full keyword deck with the infantry, because they get the melee buffs. You can, okay, he got a debuff from Nurgle's Rot, but yeah, they can potentially deal a whole lot of damage very quickly as long as you can keep your infantry alive. But the thing is, infantry don't really have a whole lot of health, so as you can see here, we're just taking these guys down pretty quickly. So they're not really able to make much use of the melee buffs that they're getting. Alright, and the last two bodyguards are deploying. Got Jane Czar and the Harlequin. Does the Harlequin also count as infantry? That's a very strong unit, and with Death Blow, when it dies, the Death Blow does also count as melee damage, so that's a great one to use. Let's just check here just to make sure. Nope, it's not actually an infantry, so it is not a keyword card. Jane Czar, on the other hand, is, though, so we're just going to keep going melee, even though this is going to be a pretty painful retaliation from the Eldari here, destroying a few of my units, but Nurgle's Rot is hitting him to slightly lower the damage a bit. The Solitaire is almost dead, and here comes the Avatar. So I think it's time to put down... Well, you know what? This is actually... Okay, yeah, we're just gonna do it. Gonna put down the Skull Taker over there on the left side. Or not the Skull Taker, did I just say the Skull Taker? The Bloodletter. And the death blow is going to kill off the solitaire there. So let's go with Karn over on this side. And will they go for the ranged attack instead? Nope, they are continuing with melee. Okay. Well, that's a lot of damage. We'll see which of them gets the buff here. And the death blow going on. Oh, that's going to take down Lucius. And he's going to respawn because he has Endless. There's all kinds of craziness going on here. And they're going to get a bunch of buffs. But, oh, wow. The dead solitaire got hit by Nurgle's Rot. Okay. That was a pretty bizarre turn there. And Karn, coming back to hit Janezar, will be able to destroy her next turn. Let's see what these guys are at now. 100 damage from the Avatar, 140. Now, Janezar got quite a few of those, but she is now going to be dead. Very dead. So, just going to put down this guy. Still got 228 health on that Avatar. So, they're still going to be getting a number of buffs on the Avatar whenever anything dies. But it's also going to be hit by Nurgle's Rot. So it's at 117 damage. Just 10% so far. Let's go with... Well, yeah, let's go with this guy. And will they continue going melee or switch to... Nope, they're switching over to ranged. Yeah, that was the right choice because we have a whole lot of melee attack. Unfortunately, I don't think Karn is going to have a chance to crack the skull of that Avatar. Unfortunately, it's going to be pretty close. But this was a pretty good melee duel. It was actually melee versus melee, so that worked out pretty nicely. We'll see how many points we managed to gather from this match. The last match I played against was a Captain Badruck running only 3 vehicles. So it wasn't actually a whole lot of health. But this deck, let's see, let's go back over here. We were at 2,125 points from the first match. I'm going to claim the rewards here. And let's see how many points we got here. Get your calculators out. 4,737. So we actually got more points from the second game. That's what, about 2,600 points? Not bad at all. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good deck to be running, I think. Let me know if you have any other ideas for what would work well in trying to clear these melee duel missions as quickly as possible. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.